sound, yeah. Okay. Does that help? Yeah, that should help. Yeah, sometimes the thing gets disconnected for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's like every other stream, I gotta check it. Couldn't tell you. But yeah, no problem. Oh, stubborn Suicune though. But yeah, how is Shot? How is the world? Yep, there is sound now. But yeah, you want to talk about classics. Sonic Classics Collection. I believe it has Sonic 1, 2, 3, and the Knuckles thing. I hope I can get it today. That'd be great. Get one of these bigger hunts knocked out of the way. Well, thank you. I tried to make things entertaining once in a while. At some point, might be doing a little bit of this, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Classics collection, and maybe a little bit of Tomb Raider. And we'll also, for the older crowd, at some point, we'll be doing this. At some point, hopefully, the Suicune will shine. Not quite sure what you're trying to say there, but okay. 17, yep. Maybe eventually my other 3DS will get fixed and I can start that Celebi. I mean, it's kind of stuck in limbo at 200 right now because the buttons aren't fully put back together yet. So, yeah. Yeah, for the older crowd, I'll be talking. Eventually be streaming some of that. There's a little bit of it on the channel, but it's mostly the older stuff. I think I've got an episode where I run through first episode, second episode, and a UV run. That didn't go too bad. Eventually I'll do part 3 and 4.
I was just thinking though, if you aren't doing anything, more than welcome to come with us.
Again, probably will.
Well, they're having drinks, food, and cake, so why not?
Yep. Little family gathering, so to speak. Hopefully do our little dueling collab with Zeke tomorrow around 9 p.m. I've already asked him about it and he seems to be in the mood for it, so that'll be fun. Do our little Master Duel Tuesday thing. Eventually get our Chikorita and our Celebi done. And eventually find a Cyndaquil. I did find a Totodile once on, I think, a live video, but I didn't have sound, unfortunately, so it was after like 232, I think, soft resets, so it was pretty cool. First time I'd ever done like a Gen 2 starter hunt. Yeah. Might do a shiny playthrough with that file. I haven't really messed with it too much. But yeah, if you guys see the shiny before me, go ahead and shout it out, because I might miss it. I mean, I've got a few reference pictures up, so that should help. I'm honestly not sure which of the two is more accurate. I'm actually kind of surprised it's been this long of a hunt. Thought for sure I would have found it by now. And then we got a Hisuian female, I think, Basculin hunt on the back burner, because I'm trying to get one of everything. Technically speaking, I have one of every shiny Pokemon now, but we're still working to get like some alternate forms and stuff. We'll see. I would like to get it knocked out. That would be great. Yeah, no kidding. May the shiny blessings be with us. Yep. That and a little bit of luck, and maybe, just maybe, we will have the Suicune done tonight. Kind of, yes. It'll start up as soon as, like, the Pokemon will appear, then there'll be a brief little animation that kind of goes in a pattern. You'll know if we find it. There are definite shiny sparkles and stuff. There are indicators. Plus, I think what's the term for it? Like when the colors invert, it does a little bit of that too. In fact, I could throw out one of my own to give you a general example of what would happen. Because I got the red Gyarados on the team, so that's kind of what we're looking for. Something like that. Slight inversion, a little bit of sparkly sound effects, that sort of stuff, yeah. Anybody got a favorite Gen 2 Pokemon? Or type? Region? Anything? I still say that, like, I kind of feel like Trapinch in them should be like Bug Dragons, but eh. Some things that make sense in Pokemon in your head is the exact opposite of what they choose to do, so. Eventually Switch 2 will be coming out if it's not out already. Eventually they'll have Coliseum and XD on the NSO, which is going to be nice. Eventually hunt some shiny shadows. Of course, that can only be done in Coliseum because they fixed the glitch in XD. Glad it is not the Scarlet and Violet, where I definitely not lost multiple shinies due to no sound effect. Oh, yeah. That's why I always tend to go a little bit slower in those games, because I always look for, like, the overworld sprite or the overworld, texture of the Pokemon. So if I notice it's slightly different, then I typically go right for it. But yeah, it's possible I could have walked by one and not even noticed myself, so I can feel you on that. Like, they are, if you're not paying attention, pretty easy to miss, unfortunately. At first, I did not realize there was no shiny until it was too late. Yeah. I don't know why they bothered taking that out when they literally had it in Legends before. It seems like a step backwards. And of course, they got another Legends game coming out in ZA, so hopefully that means shiny indicators are back. Like visual cues and all that. Audio cues, whatever you want to say. Might get Suicune up to 500, and then I might switch over to the Basculin eggs and hatch them. That way we can multi-hunt a little bit. Well, not really multi-hunt, but like have more things than just the Suicune going. Give you guys a little bit more content, I suppose. New Switch announcement was not what I was expecting. Yeah, it wasn't quite what I was expecting either. Like, the social features alone are impressive to me. Because it's basically like having Discord on your Switch. So, like, for people that, you know, multi-stream or have multiple friends or something, huge opportunities for you. Especially if you're like YouTube, Twitch streamer, whatnot. Like, you could literally have 4 different things going at the same time, and it's just amazing, honestly. I'm not a big fan of like digital only stuff, especially if you get a physical order for games and stuff. But there's pros and cons to it, I guess. I'm kind of wondering how well Scarlet and Violet will run on Switch 2 with an upgrade. Because if it starts running at like 60 to 120 frames per second, that might be worth the upgrade. Also got to get around to doing the Sonic Classics collection, whichever one they had for the Switch, the one with Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic CD, and Amy as a playable character. Too bad they don't do any more like classic Yu-Gi-Oh games. Like with the classic cast. I mean, even a few more on modern consoles I think would be a big hit. What if they add the original red and green in the new Switch? Dude, like, I've been saying this for years, I feel like, but like, if they were to release the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy games, the Game Boy Color games of Pokemon, and the Game Boy Advance games onto the NSO, that would tie in perfectly with Coliseum XD, Stadium 1, Stadium 2, and like, imagine if they made that home compatible as well. Or, bear with me here, what if they remade, like, I don't know, maybe green and red, or, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of potential there. I would also find it, like, kind of cool if they, like, maybe brought in some of the beta designs, you know, because I think they had some, like, hammerhead sharks or something before that probably ended up becoming Garchomp in them, but, like, there's a lot of old designs that I feel like could be revisited. There's a lot of really cool ones. I believe that's normal Suicune. Yeah, that was shiny, that would have sparkled. Not to mention the random shinies you get when you're just hatching eggs. I ran into a random Hoppip, I ran into a Bonsly. It's purple on my end, so hopefully I didn't just reset over one. Because it's definitely not this one. But if that was like one of the previous ones, prime example of what I'm talking about, I can potentially miss it somehow. I mean, I try not to, but accidents do happen. Oh, and then what was that new thing they were making? Showdown? No, not Showdown. Something Champions, maybe? The one where they've got like Mega Evolution versus Terrestrialization. Yeah, I think it was Champions, maybe? That looked kind of good. It's definitely gonna shake up competitive Pokemon. I wonder if they'll do something Johto related after Legends CA. Probably Johto and Unova related, or maybe Unova then Johto? Gotcha. But if we ever see a Raikou Suicune fusion, or anything remotely like that again, I feel like that'll tie into a Platinum remake with the whole Dialga Palkia fusion, and also potentially leading into some black and white stuff. So maybe Johto will be revisited first. You know what? Bam, that'll make reading this a lot easier. Haha. Because now I get the screen directly in front of me. If only the 3DS had wireless Bluetooth controllers. Eventually I gotta get around to finishing Crash Bandicoot. Dreaming clear with hope for a shiny Suicune to appear. Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, it is almost 32,000. It's like 4 or 5 times over odds, maybe? Because it's usually 1 in 8192, I think. Because of the older gens and everything. With every step I hold it dear. Let shiny Suicune soon be drawn near. Essentially. Yeah. I mean, what's that saying? Every journey begins, or the journey of 1,000 steps begins with a single movement or something? Something like that. Or it begins with a single step. Something like that. I will be in this chat until you either find the Suicune or fall asleep or end the stream. We'll be here for emotional support. Thank you. I appreciate. I think that was normal. I hope that was normal, Suicune. Any rhymes, yeah. There's another Suicune. Let's see if we can get it in the next 25. If not, I think we're up to piranhas then. See if we get lucky with my last batch. So check the Suicune, and it was not shiny. Okay. If you need me to check, I will check. Don't really necessarily have to check, just like if you notice it, just yell in the comments or leave a comment, and that should get my attention to be like, hold on, wait a second, look first before pushing button. I mean, I'll most likely hear it because I'm like right next to it, but just in case, you know. Let's see if the next 20 are kind to us. Sure, throw it out there. Why does Shiny Suicune refuse to race? Because it didn't want to run into any common encounter. I mean, I can kind of see that, yeah. I mean, it is a rare and elusive creature. At least Ho is easier to tell. You just look for the yellow. Or the gold, I should say, maybe. And Lugia, you just basically look for the pink. So I feel like those two are infinitely easier hunts than trying to find a Suicune. Same with Celebi, you go from a green to a cherry pink almost. Must be that thunderstorm acting out. Yep. Just as I say it. Hopefully we don't have any random power outages. Like if I suddenly go dark, you'll know why. Oh, storms. What can I say? Random events. Don't jinx it. I mean, if it does it, it does it. I can't really control it. The best I can do is wait for the systems to reboot and try again. I think in the last week we've had to reset our router like twice because of issues with something. This has got to be one of the longest games of hide and go seek with a shiny legendary that I've encountered. Almost 32,000. Well, give it 9 more chances to shine. If it doesn't want to, then I guess we'll pop into Scarlet and Violet. Well, 6 more to go. So we'll see if it decides to not be stubborn. I need to watch all of Doctor Who. Got the whole DVD set and I just ain't found the time to sit down and watch it. It's like a kind of like a sci-fi British comedy or something. I know it's like an older show. A radiant blue creature of dreams that few ever view. Resetting, impatient through night, through noon, all for a gleam of a shiny Suicune. Very poetic. Alright, now. I don't think we'd reset yet, so I'm gonna put the number back. Okay. Poetic post or something. Or may not be intended, I don't know. But alright. I'll give this thing one more chance. Alright. We will now switch gears. Okay. We need to go this one. Yes. Haha. Alright. Mario Kart World. That was different. That was the tiniest little box I've ever seen in this game. Anyway, let's see, where's... Nope, that's not... There we go. Options. That's as high as it goes. Wow. Okay then. And... Alright. Eggs. Running into things that would help. Hello, hello. Fun turn. Okay. I think I found like 3 or 4 of the Lechonks while breeding as well. I found a Tarantula once or twice, maybe 3 times. So yeah, you find some random stuff when you're breeding. Just running around, doing your thing. Alright, let's hatch some eggs. Gonna do homework while watching because I am procrastinating. Or procrastinated? I mean, you're also kind of multitasking, so hopefully I'm not too distracting. Eventually I want to make this a full-time thing where I'm live streaming. they say, you guys have your own lives as well. So. Alright, 4. So hatch this egg and I'll swap that. Swap out into a new set. Out. Of course, the moment I get out of the hatching encounter. Safari ball? It might be. I really should put that by my overflow. I wonder when they'll release the 2 dragons as shinies. Or if people have to wait for like a Pokemon Go raid release or something. I mean, it'll be a while before they hit Pokemon Go anyway, but... Bird. Eventually. Gotta get around to playing that. The Little Kitty Big City. Except definitely. Water, so I either have to meet with not have water or venture into the night to fill it up. Wow. That's not good. This is terrible. My condolences. Venture out, yeah. Hopefully your water comes back soon. I believe that is egg number 3. Be safe. I'm gonna go get the energy drink while I'm waiting. Yep, Peach Edition. Definitely not just across the hall. Nice. I mean, at least it's close by. Could be worse. Could be at the bottom of a well or something. There we go. was different. Apparently I switched the scene somehow. Save in case of random power outage. And this is why we have 20 water bottles in our rooms. Point taken. I miss the days when I could stay up for like 24 to 48 hours, no rest. Man, if I had been streaming back then, dude. Those would have been the days, man. Oh yeah, I did find a random, I think it was male shiny of this. In like a previous stream when I was just roaming around. Tried to do a 48. If I tried to do a 48-hour no sleep, I would die. I mean, it wouldn't be easy, but obviously you have to take little cat naps in between or something. Which is typically what I do. Like, if I get tired, I start taking cat naps, and then when I'm energized again, I go back at it when I'm not working and stuff. Is it a bonsai? Yep. I was hatching eggs once, and I saw a hoppip like all the way over there that was shiny, just minding its own business when my egg was hatching. I'm like, okay, you're the next thing I'm going to. It was a nice little, hey, check my surroundings, find something cool. In a weird way, I'm gonna kind of miss Scarlet and Violet, because would like be like, huh? Yeah, I'm awake 5 seconds later. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of miss Scarlet and Violet, like, shiny hunting wise with sandwiches, like, it just went like that. Like, I went from having targets to basically having nothing to hunt. My favorite place to go, though, would have to be Area 0. Especially if I'm, like, Fluttermane hunting. Because you do it at a certain time of day with a certain sandwich, and that's basically the only thing that spawns in. And it makes it so easy to find when they actually show up. Minus the times they're glitching and not showing up at all, or you can't interact with them for some reason or another. But yeah, shiny Paradox Pokemon are some of my favorites. Still bummed we can't hunt like Walking Blake and like Iron Leaves in them. I'm wondering like if they'll play any role at all in like ZA. I mean, I doubt it, but you never know at the same time. So they could throw some time loop paradox shenanigans in there, I guess. I mean, it is possible. There is Hoopa, so maybe Hoopa creates some time-space distortion, and that maybe that's how paradoxes get in the game. Definitely finishing the story in Violet. Yeah, the storyline in both is pretty good, but like just seeing all the future Paradox Pokemon is just so cool. I think one of my favorites has to be the Tyranitar looking one. Iron Thorns, I think is what it is. And it's shiny, it's just, love it. The silver and everything. If you had to erase one gen from Pokemon, which gen would it be? I kind of want to say Gen 7, but I'd prefer not to erase any. I mean, there's some cool stuff in Gen 7, but at the same time, I feel like some of it's kind of blank. I mean, when you're working with an island, there's not really much you can do, I suppose. I'm really hoping we eventually get like a 3D modern day Platinum. I mean, BDSB is okay, but I was hoping they would have went full out with it, but oh well. If the main designers don't, I'm sure the fans will eventually make something. I mean, one way they could remake the classic Pokemon games is like, I don't know, call it like Pokemon Classic Red or Pokemon Classic Green, Pokemon Classic Yellow, Blue, you know, Gold, Silver, Crystal, but make it as like a 3D or HD remake or something. Like, there's always a way to do it, it's just doing it in the right marketing and catching the right audience and all that. I mean, you obviously have to throw some new stuff in there too. Like, I think the idea of them having two different versions of shinies was an amazing idea, but what I think they need to do is put a twist on it. Like, with the star and square shinies. Like, have the two different versions of shiny, but change the color palette of the second one. Like, say it's a square shiny, make the shiny different. What do you think is your most wanted remake? I would say a Crystal, a Emerald, or a Platinum for sure. Would be the three I'd like to see the most. Probably Crystal specifically though, because I grew up on that a lot. I think the day I bought my Crystal back in the day was also the same day I bought my sister her first game, which was Red. So those two kind of have a special place in my soul. I bumped into a hobbit. Can I turn the game on so I can see what was around me? Oh, Shrootle. Beesh. I guess I should say piranha. What is your favorite and least favorite shiny? I think one of my favorites gotta be Carvana. Least favorite would probably be something that doesn't change much, like probably Slowpoke or something. You know, something that's like minorly different. For an example, you know. But some of my favorites are ones that like really pop and change color.
Talking what again on you?
Talking my stream.
Oh.
Speaking of Zeke, I ended up steamrolling him in one of our duels the other night because I had a monster that can attack multiple times, and then I buffed it to like 3,000 attack, and then just bopped him like 3 times, and all he had was a defense monster. Favorite is Empoleon because I like the light blue. Yeah, Empoleon's one of my favorites. I'm thinking of at some point doing like a BSP Nuzlocke run, so I might do a run with Piplup. That Eterna Force though, that is deadly for Piplup, just because of 2 Abras with like Energy Ball or Charge Beam in the original Ore remakes. Like, there are multiple places where having Piplup, good luck. Also, what is your favorite Pokemon? Probably Ladybug is one of my favorites, and kind of the whole thing that started this channel. I mean, I think a Zubat that was shiny in the Ruby, like Sapphire originally, but I didn't realize it was shiny until much later. But I think the first thing I actually hatched was a Ladybug. I don't remember if I had the shiny charm or not at that point, but I ended up getting it, so I'm like, well, since I've gotten you, I might as well make a full process out of this. And slowly but surely over the years, I bred or reset, hunted, whatever you want to say, the entire national dex. So I have one of everything. The only thing I don't have is like stuff like unknown, all the forms and all that. Piplup is my favorite because he is just a little guy. Yeah, Piplup's pretty cute. He is definitely, well, he, she, whatever penguin, is one of my favorites, definitely. Eventually, I want to stream a little bit of Power World too. Excuse me. I guess after whenever the female masculine of Hisui decides to shine, we can go back to Dynamax Adventures for Zygarde. The amount of Piplup stuffed animals I have is concerning, to say the least. I mean, I have my own set of plushies, so I can kind of relate. They're not the same thing, they're all different plushies, but I have my own little... This is one aggressive Hoppip! What? Like, I'm trying to back up from it, and it's like, no, let me in there! I swear, that is the most aggressive Hoppip I've ever seen. It's like, let me at him, let me at him. Oh. Bye bye, crazy Hoppips. Oh. Like, I thought Hoppips were supposed to be peaceful creatures. Apparently not. No kidding. They're like, you may not pass. I'm like, I'll just fly over you. Would have been funny if one of them had been shiny. Alright, let's collect our next set of A's. Let's see, which one of you is in... Yep, there it is. Beast Ball Voltorb. Pretty much, yeah. Eventually, I need to get all the Vivillon evolutions, even though the only thing that changes with their final form, with the Scatterbug, is basically the middle of the butterfly thing turns white. And eventually, I do need to evolve a, what's the mini? Go Dingo. Need to evolve the mini version of it into Gold Dingo at some point. I think that requires like 1,000 coins though. I'm probably only a fourth of the way there. So that'll be a project for another day. The way babies are menaces now. Parrots. Yeah, in Legends it can be quite menacing. And the fact that certain Pokemon like run like lightning, like for example Sudowoodo and other things, like they just boom book it. Even the mini alternate tentacle, toadstool, whatever you want to call them, those things run. Excuse me. Any Pokemon can if you give it the chance. Especially back in the Game Boy stat system when you could max out everything. Like even the weakest Pokemon back then could be pretty strong. Give it a huge stat boost and stat condition moves, and it can take on just about anything. Fun fact too, I believe in the Game Boy games, like if you use Tri-Attack, you can, I think, paralyze an electric Pokemon back in Gen 1 too. You can freeze an ice type, and you can burn a fire type. And I believe Twin Needle or Pin Missile could poison steel types back then. It's a fun little fact that not a lot of people know. I wonder if it's, that would also apply in like Coliseum and XDs. I don't know. That'd be a fun little experiment, I suppose. Okay, looks like we're running out of eggs. So, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 plus party, so 19 total. Yes. Okay. So we'll probably hatch the eggs, and then might end straight. Of eggs and still not a win. Where the heck is the shiny Basculin? I wouldn't say hundreds. There was only like 60 in this set, but still. I get a whole bunch of Herba, then I end up spending all the Herba. I gotta go get more Herba. But I don't know, I might just do level 2s from now on, so I don't have to keep hunting down Herba raids. There's a good way to get them though. If you guys are ever on Twitch, if you look up ICEKRIIM, the guy or whoever's doing it is hosting like Herba raids like 24/7 basically. Very useful resource. That's how I get a lot of my Herba. And they do like shiny raids and stuff occasionally too, so you get enough channel points, you can redeem them, change the raid whenever they're available. Because they, I assume, do have to work occasionally. But yeah. If you're ever on Twitch, go ahead and check them out sometime. Ice Cream, I believe, like I said, is the name. Spit out of my shiny. Bunch of normal hoppers. I didn't even notice that back there. The sea calls my soul the sorrowful din. Still I'm alone, no shiny Basculin. Honestly, that line right there kind of reminds me of like Persona. I want to say like Persona 3 specifically. I don't know if you guys get that reference, but Persona games are definitely one of my favorites. It's like a mature man's Pokemon. Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5. I'm wondering if they're I gotta be making a remake of Persona 4 at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if it hit the Switch too. And from what I've played of Reload on my friend's profile, the remake's not bad. I wish they would have kept Akihiko's original voice actor as like his main voice actor, but he is still kind of in the game, just as a different character. Put on my glasses and I got flashback. Ouch. That sounds painful. Oh yeah. This little guy. Well, me and my sister were in Area 0 doing something. I think we were hunting something else, and I just happened to see this, and I'm like, hey, nice. And these are just placeholders until I get the actual dexes done. I think I got them from like one of Blaine's bots or something, but they're just placeholding until I get the official dexes done. But it's nice to have them. For those that haven't done the BDSP Pokedex, I believe the reward for completing that in home, if you've got everything set up, is a shiny Manaphy, which I've already claimed mine. So, from Bulbasaur to Arceus, I have everything in those games. I think I even made a video about it a while back. which I was pretty happy about. Just wish they'd release a game where everything was in it again. So I don't have to have them on like several different save files just because we're not all in the same place. You know? Sleep slips away, dreams grow paper thin. All that I see is that Basculin's grim. One of these days I need to make a meme deck around Skull Servant. The Yu-Gi-Oh monster, 300 attack, 200 defense. Maybe give it some equip cards and see if they can cause some chaos in Master Duel. I whispered to eggs like, they're kin of my kin, begging one, just one, to shine, Basculin. And then on top of that, you gotta hope that it's the right gender too, because I've already got all the males I need. I need one of them to hatch as a female so I can evolve it. Turns like I think a light lime greenish when shining. Not just a shimmer, but she must be rare, female and shiny. Life just isn't fair. Yeah. Two more sets of eggs. I think that was my best run. It's pretty good, yeah. Can you imagine the pandemonium it would bring, though, if they let you breed legendaries? Like, I mean, I'm sure it'd be like 10,000 steps per egg, but... like, imagine someone trying to get a shiny legendary that way. It would take so long. I mean, I suppose you have flame body and stuff, but... that would be pure chaos, I feel like. I feel like they'd have to invent some, like, super oval charm or something, or some type of charm to, like, cut the egg time. pulls up to the Pokemon League with a team full of level 100 legendary. That would be pretty impressive. Level 100 shinies, yeah. The U4 would probably be like, we surrender, you win. I mean, full level 100 legendaries, like, what are they gonna do? They're usually in the 50 to 60s themselves. At best. I mean, it remakes maybe 80 to 90s, but even then? Pretty much, yeah. Like, can you imagine the look on Sydney's face, like the Ruby Sapphire Elite Four member, if you pulled up with a bunch of fairy types? Or what is that? Gen 5 Elite Four member Gansley? Or not? Whoever's the dark type one. The eggs keep on hatching, but none wear her skin. Not silver, not female, no shiny masculine. Alright. I believe we are down to our final 5. So we'll see how luck fares on our side. As soon as we get away from these hot-pips, because I'm sure we're going to try and jump right at me. But yeah, one of my favorite catches. Took forever to find it, too. Oh wow, they really spread out. The eggs keep on. Oh wait, yeah, I already read that. Each egg is a chance, a game to begin. Maybe today she'll swim right in. Wait, the rhymer we have. Let's see how our luck goes with the final 5. It is pretty fun, honestly. Still find it funny that that goes from a normal type to a fire type. I wonder if there'll be any variants in ZA. If not that, there'll definitely be some new Mega Evolutions. Imagine a Mega Zygarde. Like maybe they split it two, Mega Zygarde X and Y? Like part Zarnia's DNA, part Veltola, I guess? I don't know, it'd be interesting. Imagine how much faster hatching eggs is going to be on the Switch too. Hatching eggs, shiny hunting, anything is definitely going to be faster on the new Switch. What if we'll finally get like proper backstory on like Hoopa and them? Hoopa, Volcanion, Diancie, and ZA. It's kind of weird though that the whole game is only in Lumiose City. Like there's so much more to Kalos than just Lumiose. But, I mean, it's how they chose to do it, so... Alright, I believe this is the final egg. So, we'll see what happens. Sad face. Okay, well, we'll fly back to the OG spot. We'll go fly back. We'll fly back to the spot. And then we will go ahead, save, and probably call it for the night. It is definitely going to be faster than my Switch because I may be stuck in the Switch case. Maybe stuck in Switch case. The zipper came off, just maybe. That's not good. Alright, it's been fun, but I think I'm gonna sign out for the night, so see you guys later. Take care.